Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 11th of December 2024 and unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market is not looking good and there are quite a lot of reasons for that. The recent geopolitical chaos in Syria and along with that looks like the Biden administration, they definitely want to destroy potential world peace. Now that thing being said guys, if you look at the volume of stablecoins, it is definitely looking strong and I often say this guys, if the volume of stablecoins is good, and if the volume of decentralized exchange has been pumped up, there is a very high possibility in the next coming days and weeks, these stablecoins will be utilized to go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So keeping that thing in mind, I'm definitely content with what is going on. Now in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into the global cryptocurrency market. Now we do have some unfortunate news connected to Bitcoin Reserve. Now Microsoft guys, they have decided to reject proposal to adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. And one of the reasons why this is disappointing is because Michael Saylor was the one who's advocating for them to do that. Now regarding Michael Saylor guys, we do have some really contrasting news because along with making Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, in one of the recent podcasts at Yahoo Finance, he's actually pushing the US government to go ahead and sell the gold reserve and acquire 5 million Bitcoin. This I really don't think so will happen in the near future, to be completely honest. And at the same time guys, one of the biggest detractors, that is Peter Schiff, he's actually saying completely different. Now look, Peter Schiff is a massive detractor of Bitcoin and he's a massive advocate of gold. Now before making any judgment regarding Peter Schiff guys, I'd really urge you guys to go ahead and check out his podcast. You may not like what he's saying, but regarding gold and regarding the economic conditions, he's kind of right most of the times and I tend to listen to pretty much all of his episodes. But here's the thing guys, he actually put out a tweet where he's urging Biden to go ahead and sell all the federally held Bitcoin, and one of the reasons is, by doing that Biden could reduce the 2024 budget deficit. Now look guys, this is completely different to what Michael Saylor is saying, isn't it? Now the chances for both of these things to happen is completely nil in my opinion, but nonetheless guys, in today's episode we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now in the world of meme coin guys, we do have a really interesting update, and me personally guys, I'm not a fan of this particular news, but the news essentially is that Floki, they are launching a debit card. Now look guys, this news at the outset might sound great, but when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, these should be done completely online. So introducing a debit card in my opinion is kind of going back from the so-called Web 3 to Web 2, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now the final news guys is definitely making quite a lot of news, and there are talks about quantum computing trying to break the Bitcoin network. So what happened guys is Google, they announced a quantum processor called as Velo, and a lot of people have made the assumption that with quantum computing, the entire Bitcoin network could be affected. Now look, so far as quantum computing is concerned guys, in order for them to go ahead and build Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, it might take at least a couple of decades. Now more importantly guys, we also need to be thinking regarding a banking user ID, because look, so far as our ATM password is concerned, most of the time it is 4 digits, isn't it? So those areas will be at an imminent threat, and along with that a username and password as well. But regarding Bitcoin's privacy guys, we definitely have a couple of decades when quantum computing is a threat, and even Vitalik Buterin guys, he has gone ahead and echoed a similar theme, but this news has definitely been making quite a lot of drama via LinkedIn, so I'll very briefly go ahead and touch base on this. So quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at news regarding UAE. And to be honest, for the very first time in the Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 3 news, and what is really crazy guys is, all the 3 news are connected to cryptocurrency and blockchain, and all of these 3 announcements are connected to Abu Dhabi global market. Now the first news guys is regarding Tether USDT, and they have been recognized as accepted virtual asset in the Abu Dhabi global market. Now look guys, so far stablecoins are concerned, according to me they are literally replacing the role of a bank. So it does make a lot of sense to be recognized by a regulatory authority, and rather than doing by Dubai Swara, I definitely do feel it makes more sense to be recognized by the Abu Dhabi global market. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now the second news guys is also from ADGM, and Abu Dhabi global market and Polygon Labs. They have joined forces to establish international disclosure standards, and this is for the blockchain space. So I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this. Now look guys, so far as regulations is concerned, there needs to be a really fine balance, because the whole purpose of regulation is to protect investors, ensure that the market is an equal playing field, And more importantly, guys, users should be protected, isn't it? And the role of a regulator should not be stifling innovation. Now, regarding these news, guys, I definitely do feel that Abu Dhabi global market is taking leaps and bounds ahead. And just few days ago, guys, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, he was at the fintech event taking place in Abu Dhabi. He actually said that Abu Dhabi might just be the #1 city in the world so far as cryptocurrency as well as AI is concerned. So look, guys, Abu Dhabi global market is definitely leading the front, not just in the Middle East, probably in the entire world. So definitely brilliant news. Now the final news, guys, also is connected to stablecoins, and this is to do with Circle USDC and the issuers of Circle USDC, that is Circle. They have expanded into Middle East with Abu Dhabi Global Market Incorporation, and they have a strategic partner with Lulu Financial Holding. This, to be honest, guys, is another positive news in my opinion. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called The Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, guys, the market sentiment has gone down from extreme greed to greed. But if you look at the global cryptocurrency snapshot, the numbers are still looking great. The only matrix which I'm not liking, that is the volume of decentralized finance. But before we look at decentralized finance, let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now since the last 24 hours, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down by 2.11%, but the global cryptocurrency market stands at $3.42 trillion. Now if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it is still about the $300 billion mark, and it is at a staggering $306.19 billion. And since the last 24 hours, guys, it has actually gone down by 5.31%. Now look, guys, one of the reasons why the prices could have gone down is probably because of Microsoft rejecting the Bitcoin strategic reserve. So I'll definitely go and look at that. Now let's quickly run through the volume of decentralized finance. And look, guys, since the last few years, the volume of decentralized finance has definitely not been looking that great. And the volume as of today is only at $22.9 billion. And decentralized finance, guys, as of today is accounting for 7.48% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now if you look at the total value locked, guys, it is at $132.96 billion, with Lido still dominating at $35.92 billion. Now one matrix, guys, which I'm definitely liking, that is the decentralized exchange dominance, and today it is at a staggering 47.93%. But look, guys, there is a bit of worry to this, and I wouldn't be surprised that out of this 47.93%, centralized exchanges account for maybe 40%, maybe less than that, and that, to be honest, is slightly worrisome, isn't it? It would have been great if, let's say, majority of this percentage is actually accounted by individuals. Then we can confidently state that the world is ready for decentralized exchanges. Now talking about decentralized exchanges, let me quickly run to the volume of decentralized exchanges. And Uniswap's volume has once again crossed the $5 billion mark, and today it is at $5.53 billion. Radium is looking really strong, and its volume is $2.64 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $1.56 billion. Orca is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $1.20 billion. And at number 5th is Aerodrome, and its 24-hour volume is $1.16 billion. Now look, guys, this might be the very few time where the top 5 decentralized exchanges have crossed the $1 billion mark, and that, to be honest, guys, is a healthy sign, cause look, if you actually compare this with the matrix of stablecoins, it does actually give an indication that people are not selling their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies onto fiat currencies, rather they are just parking them into stablecoins. And if you look at the volume of stablecoins, it is actually accounting for 91% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and so far as the dollar amount is concerned, the volume of all stablecoins accounts for $281.45 billion, and it's needless to say that Tether USDT is leading the pack, and its 24-hour volume is $253.44 billion. Now Circle USDC, guys, is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $15.96 billion. And later on, guys, when we look at news regarding Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, we'll delve into the news regarding Tether USDT and Circle USDC, and 3 news are connected to Abu Dhabi global market, and this is because there was a huge fintech event taking place in Abu Dhabi. Now so far as the volume of stablecoins is concerned, at number 3rd is FDUSD, and its 24-hour volume is $10.94 billion. Now unfortunately, guys, if you look at the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum, both have actually gone down, and Bitcoin's market cap is down to $1.90 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap has also gone down, and it is down to $433 billion. Just earlier last week, guys, there was a possibility of the market cap of Ethereum to cross a $500 billion mark. Unfortunately, guys, looks like a lot of dumping has been going on, and if you look at the meme coins or even Ripple, they have been falling down miserably. But if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, I'm kind of content with it, because based on my understanding, guys, a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum are actually converted onto stable coins, and when the prices are bumping up, there is a very high possibility that people will withdraw the stable coins and then go ahead and buy a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin, once again it has crossed the $100 billion mark, and today it is at $103.85 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume, it is at a staggering $56.59 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, it is looking really good at 55.82%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is down to 12.70%. Now, look, since the last few weeks, what I'm doing is, every day in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, I am releasing an episode called as the AI Takeover, and what I'm doing is pretty simple, guys. Whatever content I have, I put it on an AI platform called as Notebook LM by Google. But listen, guys, I have to warn you, there is a really stark warning regarding Google's AI project. All of these projects are extreme left-leaning, and what I try to do, guys, in today's episode, I try to put at least one page of document where I was actually praising that President Donald Trump is the reason why the prices have been pumping up. And guess what, guys? They did not even talk about it, and I was a bit perplexed. So what I did is, I replaced the name President to President Biden, and guess what, guys? They actually picked it up, and all of a sudden, out of no reason, they were saying that the only reason why the prices are pumping up is because of Joe Biden. This is a massive red flag and noise in it. So look, guys, whenever we're talking about artificial intelligence, I very strongly feel that the source code should be completely open, and so far as technology is concerned, they should definitely be apolitical, isn't it? They did not even talk a single thing regarding President Donald Trump, but when you mention left-leaning administration, all of a sudden they go out and put praises, and this is one of the reasons why, guys, it is so important that whenever you're looking at information, make sure you go out and do your own research. Do not take anything at face value. And this is precisely what Elon Musk tweeted when the US election outcome was out. The first thing he actually tweeted is that you are the media now, and I 100% agree to it. I just thought I'll go ahead and put it out there, cause look, right now pretty much everyone is using artificial intelligence, isn't it? But if the artificial intelligence is politically aligned, this could be, let's say, even for the left-leaning administration or right-wing ideologies, it is definitely not great. And there is a quick solution to that, guys. All of these companies should be forced to make the source code completely open source. That way people will know what the source code is picking up. That is my honest thought. And that is exactly what Elon Musk has done with Twitter as well, in my opinion. Now, going back to the global cryptocurrency snapshot, guys, let me quickly run to the market cap of interoperability tokens. And Quant is at number 1, and its market cap is at a staggering $1.65 billion. Wormhole is at number 2, but its market cap is below the $1 billion mark. It is at $856 million. XLR is at number 3. Its market cap is $722 million. Layer 0 is at number 4. Its market cap is $674 million. And at number 5 is a Cross Protocol, and its market cap is $334 million. Now look, so far as interoperability is concerned, I'm a bit surprised as to why Chainlink is not in this, cause look, earlier this year Chainlink unveiled something new called a CCIP, that is Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, and that, according to me, guys, is definitely a game changer, so it's going to be really interesting to see. Whereas Link fit in so far as interoperability protocol is concerned. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, and unfortunately, guys, the price of Bitcoin is on a downtrend, and today it is at $96,370, and since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 1.66%, but since the last 7 days, it is actually up by 0.46%. Ethereum is at $3,603, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 4.41%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.68%. XRP or Ripple, guys, there was a possibility of it to cross the $3 mark. Unfortunately, because of the delay in the decision regarding the stablecoin, looks like the prices have gone down, and today the price of XRP or Ripple is at $2.32. But that thing being said, since the last 24 hours, it is up by 2.72%, but since the last 7 days, it is down by 9.19%. Now, regarding macro level news, guys, people and investors were anticipating that Microsoft will go ahead and adopt the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Unfortunately, Microsoft shareholders rejected a proposal to adopt Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, and this was following the board's recommendation to follow on less volatile assets. Now, the proposal, guys, was actually backed by NCPPR, that is National Center for Public Policy Research, and it was championed by none other than MicroStrategy's founder, that is Michael Saylor. And Michael Saylor, as we know, guys, he's gone complete nutcase regarding Bitcoin, isn't it? And he's actually arguing that Bitcoin could safeguard inflation, enhance market valuation, and mitigate shareholder risk. Right now, guys, because the price is pumping up, you kind of have to agree to him. But if you look at it from a long-term horizon, you may not want to agree to Michael Saylor. Now look, guys, despite Michael Saylor's claim that Bitcoin represents a transformative technological wave with the potential to boost Microsoft's market cap by $5 trillion, the board emphasizes commitment to diversified investment approach. But this particular decision for them to go and reject it continues skepticism within Microsoft, and even Bill Gates, guys. He's a massive critic of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So unfortunately, because of that, they have gone ahead and decided to reject the proposal of putting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve. But look, there is Amazon in place as well, and I'm pretty much sure, guys, Amazon or other big tech companies, they will definitely go ahead and adopt Bitcoin and put it on a strategic reserve. Now regarding strategic reserve, guys, there is a completely contrasting view by Peter Schiff. Now look, Peter Schiff is probably one of the biggest detractors of Bitcoin, along with, let's say, Dr. Doom or Dr. Nouriel Roubini. Now Peter Schiff, guys, he's a massive advocate of gold, and what he's actually suggesting is to sell Bitcoin to reduce the budget deficit, and he actually put out a tweet or X, and he's actually urging Biden to sell all federally held Bitcoin to reduce the 2024 budget deficit, and he's asking him to completely dismiss the idea of strategic Bitcoin reserve. Now look, so far as President Donald Trump is concerned, guys, he's not made any claims to go out and buy Bitcoin and put it on a strategic reserve. All President Donald Trump said at the Bitcoin National event is that whatever Bitcoin is with the US government, he's going to make sure that he's not going to sell it, and that is great, to be honest, in my opinion, and that does merge with the whole hodl mentality that is hold on to dear life regarding Bitcoin. So look, guys, Peter Schiff is a massive advocate of gold, and he continues to oppose Bitcoin's role in national finance, and so far as Bitcoin ETF is concerned, he has heavily criticized ETFs for undermining crypto's decentralization, which, to be honest, guys, I 100% agree to, and that's one of the reasons, guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is go ahead and listen to his podcast. You may not agree to what he's saying regarding Bitcoin, but he definitely has some really solid content, and regarding the ETFs, guys, I 100% agree to it. And even Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at the Bitcoin National event, he was against Bitcoin Spot ETF, and the moment he said something negative regarding Spot Bitcoin ETF, the entire crowd at the Bitcoin National event went completely silent. Now look, guys, the only drawback regarding Peter Schiff is, every year since almost 2 decades, he has been saying that the world is heading towards recession, and when recession did actually take place in 2008, he's kind of trying to take credit for it. And there's always this notion that even a broken clock is right at least once, isn't it? So what he tends to do is, every year, probably every month and every day, he talks negative things regarding the US economy, and when it does actually go down, he kind of takes credit for it. But that thing being said, guys, I definitely have a lot of respect for him, and he definitely stands up to what he believes in. Now his son, on the other hand, he's a massive advocate of Bitcoin, but look, guys, another person who's got completely nuts regarding Bitcoin, that is Michael Saylor. And what Michael Saylor is saying, guys, I kind of disagree to it, and Michael Saylor is taking a completely opposing stance. And check this out, guys, he's actually urging investors to sell their gold and buy more Bitcoin. That, to be honest, guys, is definitely crazy in my opinion, cause look, historically gold has turned out to be a safe haven against inflation. Bitcoin, guys, definitely not. And the only reason why the price of Bitcoin has been pumping up is because of 3 reasons. One is because of BlackRock getting into the game, the second one is the Bitcoin halving, and the third one is because President Donald Trump is re-elected. Imagine, guys, if the US election was in a different favor, and if Kamala Harris was in charge, the entire narrative regarding Bitcoin would have gone completely belly up, isn't it? So keeping that thing in mind, guys, I kind of 100% dismiss what Michael Saylor is saying. Now, Michael Saylor did actually make this comment in one of the Yahoo Finance podcasts, and he's also called treasury, secretary, and central banks to push the US government to sell the gold reserve, and he's asking them to go ahead and acquire 5 million Bitcoin. This, to be honest, guys, is a massive no, isn't it? Because look, when you talk about Bitcoin, guys, it would now be in the hands of trillion-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, and the central governments. This, to be honest, according to me, is a massive no. And in the podcast, guys, he's actually advocating that the United States of America to control 20 to 25% of the Bitcoin network, and that can be done by having a global reserve capital network. This, to be honest, guys, according to me, is utter nonsense, because look, when you talk about Bitcoin, it should be peer-to-peer network rather than billion-dollar companies and trillion-dollar companies being a part of it. Let average people like you and me control the network. And look, guys, the only reason why Michael Saylor has become an advocate of Bitcoin is because he and MicroStrategy have quite a lot of Bitcoin, and by increasing the demand for Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin will increase, and his existing net worth in Bitcoin will increase. Other than that, I don't see a reason as to why he's advocating Bitcoin. Now let's talk about meme coin, guys. And me personally, I'm definitely not content with this news, but the news essentially is that Floki, which is a meme coin project, they have launched a physical debit card, and this is launched across 31 European countries, and this includes Germany, France, Italy, and even Netherlands. And based on the news, guys, they are claiming that this is a milestone to the roadmap to bridge Web3 with traditional finance. But look, guys, according to me, this is actually taking a step back, isn't it? It is kind of going back from Web 3 to Web 2.0, and according to me, guys, there is nothing called as Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is just another hype in my opinion. But regarding this news, guys, this news follows the early release of virtual prepaid debit cards, which is now available globally, and the physical debit card, guys, allows users to spend cryptocurrencies, and it includes Floki token, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Binance BNB coin, and it also has stablecoins like USDT and USDC, and merchants who are accepting Visa and Mastercard, they will be able to go ahead and accept these as well. And at this point of time, guys, both physical and virtual cards are offered, and there are no transactions or exchange rate fees. And regarding the physical card, the cost is roughly around $33, and so far as the virtual card is concerned, I believe it is around $10. And they also have a 2% fee that is applied for crypto funding transfers. Now regarding this initiative by Floki, it is part of the second phase of Floki's roadmap, which aims to expand the project beyond meme coins, and upcoming features include staking services, crypto-powered bank accounts, and possible integration with global payments like Swift and IBAN, and they're also training bots for social media that enables cross-chain asset trading. Additionally, guys, Floki is also preparing to launch the University of Floki, and they want to offer blockchain education, and they're pushing for governance approval to list its token on Venus Core Pool. Now, so far as the debit card is concerned, it might look like a progress in integrating crypto with traditional finance, but at the same time, it also raises questions about interoperability, fees, and token swapping mechanism. So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the outcome to this is. Now, based on my understanding, guys, there have been numerous such projects that are claiming to have a debit card or credit card that is connected to cryptocurrencies. And in Netflix, guys, there is a really funny documentary called as Bitcoin, where a guy did actually scam people for well over $100 million, and he was one of the guys who launched a physical debit and credit card which was claiming to be connected to cryptocurrencies. So what I'd really recommend you to do is go to Netflix and look at Bitcoin. And here's the scary thing, guys, the entire scam was done 100% by LinkedIn, and his LinkedIn ID, if I'm not mistaken, is still active. So these are things you need to be aware about when you talk about physical cards, particularly when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, guys, let's go and discuss some drama in the world of quantum computing breaking Bitcoin. And what happened is that Google, they announced a quantum processor called as Willow, and Google announcement of the processor, guys, has reignited concerns about security of blockchain network, and a lot of drama is going on regarding Bitcoin. Now, regarding the Willow chip, it is a significant advancement in quantum computing, and it is capable of solving certain complex calculations in mere minutes, and these are tasks that would take supercomputers an impractical amount of time. Now, regarding quantum computers, guys, these are where quantum bits and quantum computers, which use quantum bits called as qubits, that can exist in multiple states simultaneously, have the potential to drastically outperform classic computers in processing vast amount of data. And this, guys, has raised this massive question: could quantum computing eventually break Bitcoin's encryption? Now, theoretically, guys, quantum computers could crack the cryptographic keys that protect blockchain. They can also break hash functions and doximate mining, and this could lead to the risk of theft, double spending, and control over the network. However, guys, experts like Alliance Bernstein, who's a huge analyst, he actually believes that this remains a distant threat, and what he said is that the current Willow chip is only 105 qubits, and it is still far from being able to overthrow Bitcoin network, which would require millions of qubits. Now look, while quantum computers could pose a risk in the future, the current quantum technologies are still years away from having the computing power to break Bitcoin security, and the Bitcoin's network, guys, which is the world's most secure computing network, has never been hacked, and its security relies on vast amount of computational power needed to control more than 50% of the network, and this makes it highly resistant to attack. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, Andreas Antonopoulos, who's probably one of the greatest educators in the world of Bitcoin and blockchain, he did actually talk about the possibilities of quantum computing breaking Bitcoin, Now regarding this news guys, one of the key points of discussion is the idea of quantum resistance, and Ethereum's co-founder Vitalik Buterin has emphasized that quantum computing will not render any cryptographic systems obsolete. In fact, certain cryptographic algorithms can be replaced with quantum-resistant alternatives that would secure against quantum attacks, and Vitalik Buterin guys has publicly stated that Google's quantum supremacy poses no immediate threat to cryptocurrencies, and he is actually asserting that blockchain technology can evolve to include quantum-resistant encryption. Now look guys, so far as my understanding is concerned, some of the blockchain protocols, they are already quantum-resistant, and one of them is Cardano, and even in order for Bitcoin to be quantum-resistant, it just might take roughly around 6 months to code and write these codes. So look guys, while the theoretical risk posed by quantum computing to Bitcoin and other blockchains are significant, they do remain a challenge for a distant future, and you're talking about at least a couple of decades, and as quantum computing technology advances, the cryptocurrency industry is going to be prepared by these threats, and they will be looking at new forms of cryptography that could safeguard blockchain networks in the age of quantum computing. So look guys, I'm definitely not too worried regarding this, but it's always great to have some drama in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space, isn't it? Now on a side note guys, what I'd really recommend you to do is there's a movie called as The Nerve, and that works something similar on Bitcoin network, and in that movie guys, they have shown how they have gone in and deleted something similar to Bitcoin. So what I'd really recommend you to do is check out this movie called as The Nerve, and Machine Gun Kelly is an actor in that as well. Now look guys, if you're a cryptographer and if you're hardcore into Bitcoin, you would definitely like that movie. Now the possibility of that thing to happen in real life is next to none, but it just gives you an idea as to how you can take down Bitcoin completely. So these were the news guys on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 3 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and all the 3 news guys are connected to Abu Dhabi global market. Let's start with the first one, and that is regarding Tether USDT, and they're being recognized as accepted virtual asset in the Abu Dhabi global market. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this recognition includes USDT on Ethereum, Solana and Avalanche blockchain, an authorized persons licensed by Financial Services Regulatory Authority by Abu Dhabi Global Market can now offer pre-approved services related to USDT, and this approval guys reinforces UAE's position as a leader in the digital asset innovation, and the UAE dirham pegged to US dollar completes USDT's role in bridging traditional and digital economies. Now Tether USDT now has a market cap exceeding $138 billion, and they serve over 400 million users worldwide. But look guys, Tether USDT has pretty much nothing to do with open blockchain technology as such. They're definitely centralized, and your transaction can be censored. But look guys, since the last 2 years, cryptocurrency adoption in the UAE has surged significantly, and the UAE's proactive regulatory framework definitely supports its leadership in the crypto innovation, and Abu Dhabi and Dubai are currently positioned as global hub for blockchain and digital assets, and the CEO of Tether, that is Paul Adrano, has emphasized USDT's role in advancing financial institutions and innovation, and he's highlighted the UAE's regulatory approach as a global standard. Now this recognition is accepted as virtual asset in Abu Dhabi global market, validates stablecoins as essential tool for modern finance, isn't it? So definitely brilliant news. And the integration of USDT aligns with UAE's efforts to modernize its financial system. And this milestone, guys, opens avenues for collaboration and growth in the Middle East. And so far as regulatory compliance is concerned, USDT meets Abu Dhabi global markets regulatory standards for virtual assets. And Tether, they aim to support the UAE's digital economy and financial modernization. And Tether's commitment to security, efficiency and trust is strongly emphasized. And look, as when we talk about the regional impact, I very strongly feel that Abu Dhabi global markets recognition of USDT is extremely pivotal for the development of virtual asset landscape in the UAE. Definitely positive news. And along with that, guys, the second news I'm going to be talking about is also positive news. And Abu Dhabi global market and Polygon Labs, they are partnered to develop international disclosure standards of blockchain industry. And here's the interesting thing, guys. The collaboration aims to enhance transparency, security and trust in Web3 and blockchain ecosystem, and this initiative builds on Abu Dhabi Global Markets DLT, that is Distributed Ledger Technology Foundation Regulation, which is a pioneering global framework for blockchain foundations and decentralized autonomous organizations, also called as DAOs. And this partnership between Abu Dhabi Global Market and Polygon Labs aligns with Abu Dhabi Global Market's goal of positioning Abu Dhabi as a global technological-driven financial hub, and it seeks to set new standards for regulatory clarity in the blockchain space. And Hamad Al-Mazuri, who's the CEO of Abu Dhabi Global Market Registration Authority, has emphasized the collaboration's role in promoting transparency and confidence in blockchain technology. And this partnership, guys, reinforces Abu Dhabi and UAE's position as a global leader in blockchain and Web3 innovation. And so far as Polygon Labs is concerned, they will bring the expertise in building scalable and interconnected blockchain system, and this will be done through an ecosystem called a ZAG layer. Now this collaboration aims to establish new benchmarks for transparency and disclosure in the blockchain industry, and Sandeep Naiwal, who's Polygon's founder, has highlighted the importance of fostering trust and accessibility in blockchain technologies. Now look, as Abu Dhabi Global Markets regulatory approach aligns with Polygon's mission to advance blockchain technology globally, and this particular partnership seeks to strengthen blockchain adoption globally by empowering users, developers, and institutions as well. So look, as news such as this is definitely great, not just for Abu Dhabi, but for the entire Middle East region. And Abu Dhabi Global Market, guys, they continue to lead in supporting blockchain innovation and sustainable growth of digital assets. And this collaboration is a critical step towards advancing the global adoption of Web3 technologies. In addition, opportunities will be explored to bolster Abu Dhabi's leadership in the blockchain innovation space. And look, as this initiative aims to create an environment conducive to the long-term growth of blockchain technologies in the UAE and beyond. And this partnership between Abu Dhabi Global Market and Polygon Labs underscored a shared commitment to driving transformative change in the global blockchain landscape. And Abu Dhabi Global Market and Polygon Labs, they aim to set international standards and foster collaboration to shape the future of blockchain technology. So definitely interesting news. And the next news, guys, is also connected to Abu Dhabi Global Market and Circle, which is the number 2 issuer of stablecoin. They've expanded into the Middle East, and they have some really strong partnership with Dodo Financial Holding. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because Circle Internet Group incorporates an entity in Abu Dhabi Global Market, marking a strategic entry in Middle East and Africa. And Circle, guys, they have collaborated with Dodo Financial Holding, which is a major financial giant in the Middle East. And this partnership, guys, focuses on leveraging USDC, that is Circle's fully reserved digital dollar, and they will be using it for remittances and cross-border payments. Now look, guys, Circle's expansion aligns with its mission to enhance financial inclusion and accessibility using blockchain solutions, and this initiative targets high-traffic remittance corridors between Middle East, Asia as well as Europe. And Circle USDC, guys, offers Lulu Financial increased liquidity, reduced volatility, speed, immutability, and traceability for transaction. Now regarding Lulu Financial, they manage over $10 billion in annual transactions over the GCC region, and this includes Indian subcontinent as well as the APAC region. And Lulu Financial aims to optimize payment flows, enhance operational efficiency, and lower transaction costs to USDC. And Jeremy Lai, who's the CEO of Circle, highlighted the partnership's role in advancing digital asset solution in the Middle East. And Lulu Financial, guys, views the collaboration as a step towards redefining remittance experiences with innovative blockchain solution. And Abu Dhabi Global Market Chief of Market Department, that is Arvind Ramamurthy, has emphasized Circle's role in strengthening Abu Dhabi Global's market position as a global financial hub. Now look, guys, so far as the Middle East is concerned, it is a key market for Circle's mission of enabling frictionless global value exchange. So definitely interesting and positive news in my opinion. And Miriam Kivan, who's the Vice President of MEA at Circle, highlighted the transformative potential of partnership with Lulu Financial. Now this collaboration, guys, underscores blockchain's ability to deliver near instant, secure and transparent payment, and there is also regulatory backing, because Circle issues USDC through regulated entities, and they are very much compliant, and in comparison to the other USDT, I do find them more reliable. Now Circle, guys, they provide enterprise-grade APIs and software development kit for businesses to build blockchain-based financial solutions. And regarding Lulu Financial Holding, they operate in over 350 centers and are spread in more than 10 countries, and they are focusing on cutting-edge financial solutions. So look, guys, both Circle and Lulu Financial, they aim to redefine cross-border payments and enhance customer experiences, and they are doing that through technological innovation. So definitely positive news. So these were the newscasts on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse, I have a question by Virgil who asks, why do you think the volume of decentralized finance is so low? And will it ever overtake the volume of stablecoins? This, to be honest, Virgil, is such a really important question. Now, to answer your question, why the volume of decentralized finance is low, the answer is pretty simple. Using decentralized finance, the user experience is absolutely horrendous, isn't it? And this, to be honest, Virgil, according to me, is one of the drawbacks about using blockchain technology, because in the purest form, it is a community who goes in and builds all these things. How will this thing work in a decentralized finance? I really am not sure, because look, in a centralized finance, you can go ahead and offer customer support. Let's say if you go ahead and use your password, they can go ahead and reset it. But in a decentralized finance, you are in control and there is no centralized entity. But look, there are ways where we can go ahead and improve on these areas. And Uniswap, they did actually do a survey last year where they asked people why they were reluctant to use decentralized finance. And the answer was straightforward and simple. They were talking about user experience. And look, Virgil, whenever there's a new technology, so far as the user experience is concerned, we just can't replicate what we're currently experiencing. People are just not going to switch if we get the same user experience. The new user experience has to be 10 times better than what we're currently experiencing. Now, regarding Uniswap, Radium, or Orca, if you actually go ahead and try to use it, the user experience is definitely not great. And because of that, and only because of that, a normal person, let's say, is not too savvy in cryptocurrencies and blockchain. They are reluctant to go ahead and use it. And in Dubai, I've got so many inquiries where people are asking, how do they go ahead and buy Bitcoin? This is such a basic and simple question. Now, regarding Bitcoin, they're having so many difficulties. Imagine the level of difficulty they'll be having regarding decentralized finance. And the same thing can be talked about even metaverse. Because look, in 2021, the entire LinkedIn world, they became experts on metaverse. And I used to have a series called as Metaverse Everything, which I used to release every Friday. And in each and every episode, I used to talk about the developments taking place in metaverse. And I used to openly say that a lot of these metaverse projects, they are just replicating what we are currently experiencing. And that is a recipe for disaster. Because look, the new user experience has to be 10 times better than what we are currently experiencing. Now, regarding Bitcoin, if you actually compare it with fiat currencies, not the user experience, but when you talk about, let's say, the technological benefits, I think it is probably 25 times, maybe 50 times better than the fiat system. So to answer your question, the user experience and the ease of using it is one of the reasons why the volume is ridiculously low. Apart from that, when you talk about blockchain technology, who goes ahead and does the advertisement? It has to be a centralized entity, isn't it? And unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of open blockchain is no individual or company can go ahead and take the initiative. Now, there is one way to get through that, and this is the area where foundations and associations kicks in. But look, according to me, foundations and associations, they are just another word for centralization, because they get a lot of tokens and they go ahead and end up making a lot of decisions. Now, regarding the second part of your question, I would really like to see the volume of decentralized finance overtaking the volume of stable coins. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. But regarding stablecoins, I can only say that Circle USDC has been making quite a lot of partnership. And when you talk about stablecoins, they are literally replacing the role of a bank. They do not follow the ethos of open blockchain. So for stablecoins, I do feel they need to be regulated. And Circle USDC, in comparison to, let's say, Tether, is definitely more compliant. So that is my honest opinion. And I wouldn't be surprised it might take maybe a couple of decades where the volume of decentralized finance is overtaking the volume of stable coins. It just may never happen as well, to be honest, Virgil. But definitely an interesting and great question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything Season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.